Good morning, good afternoon, good day. So, wherever you are watching me from, I just want to drop this. If anything happened to Peter Obi, the Fulani should not be held responsible for it. Because look at person they want to make as president. He went to Oba Palace. He went to go and drink okotoko, otokoto. He went to go and drink. He went to go and drink ritualist water. And if the Obi is not so, I don't know whether he has sense. How can you go and drink water from the palace? He says it's royal water. How many people have drink the royal water? That is responsible. My Igbo people, this is Obi. You say you want to be president, Abi? I will show you the video. You all know that Oba of Benin is a card-carrying member of APC. It's an APC to the core. You will see how Obi was going to die slowly. Carry him to church. Maybe very soon I will start going to Apostle. If TV Joshua was alive, I will start going to TV Joshua church. If you don't go to TV Joshua church, we start going to Hallelujah church. They will hail him. Obi is one of the most cowards presidential candidates. How can you go to Oba Palace and say you are a Catholic Christian? Must you drink from an occultic man house? Drink there. He said it's royal water. They give you Oba Bini give you water to drink. You drink the water. Obi, I never knew you are so coward. This is the first time. And look at our Igbo brothers, all of them are keeping quiet. I will show you the video. You people should be. Me myself, I am ashamed of myself. This is a man who want to be president. He went to the Oba Palace where you people don't see the video where they used to use human being for ritual. They will dig ground and give point. Look at people who have went to palace to drink the water. All of them are dead today. You know the Oba Abini don't like the Igbo. If the Oba Palace love the Igbo people, I am saying, okay, let me come and pretend. Let all my children die in my eye. Me, myself, I will die this month. Let God punish me and my generation. You know the Oba Abini don't like the Igbo people. Obi, you are a coward. How can you go to Oba Palace and in your faith, did your faith permit you to drink that ritualist water? Linus Obi, I am not insulting you, you are a coward. That is, I said, let me show you the video. You went to visit Oba. You say you want to be president. Then give you water and you drink. Don't you know you are dead? Why must you drink water from there with your faith? Eh? Obi, I think you are a coward. How must you, my people, Obi went to Oba Palace. Linus Obi. Upon all those videos I have been making, though that man palace, Davido when there his son died. Obi, you don't listen to me. I will never insult you. I can never insult you. Stay with baby, I'm coming now. Stop what you are doing, I'm coming. Obi, you are a coward. Eh? You are a real coward. Let me show you the video. Let me show you the video when he was drinking a ritualist water. Tomorrow now, you people will blame me Fulani, 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 Fulani. Please look at the video. Just look at it. Good morning, Jenny. God bless you. Jesus Christ, that's not for fuck's sake. You want to see Nabi? Peter Obi visit Oba Palace. They give him water, make it drink. I just come to say something, and people say, people don't hear, say, oh, this boy not can come out. Tomorrow, now if this Obi die, now they sick. They will say, na Fulani, na he kill him. There's some people say, na Dati, Baba Dati, na he kill him. So this video, I'm gonna go keep him. If anything happen to Obi, na inside Oba Palace. So the video don't see collect him for Palace. I have just come to say, look what is going on in Nigeria or in Edo State. Obi, you went to Oba Palace to go and drink a royal ritual water. What do you think is inside that water? You say Oba Obini like you, Abi. They tell you say Oba Obini like Igbo people, Abi. Igbo people not go share this video now. Now when the man go don die now, una will say na Fulani na he kill am. Una dey see am now and say my informants na where I sent for that palace. Now he help me video the time where they give am ritual water, whether na poison, they poison am. See, everything now is clear. Everything is very clear. You cannot say you did not see it. If you don't say you see am, me you write yes. You don't see this water. Obi, let me even ask for the first place. Your visit to the palace, is it to drink the ritual water? Igbo people, are you people not seeing what I'm seeing? Eh? Are you people not seeing what I'm seeing? All the Igbo people, you are quiet now. You cannot talk. And I have been saying these things right from time. Stay away. I have been saying all these things. After Davido's son incident, I have been telling people, stay away from that palace, stay away from that palace. Look at, you have gone there now. To drink a ritualist water. This boy too, they talk lie. This boy too, they talk lie. An APC strong candidate, as a candidate, a APC card carrying member, Oba of Benin. And Obi, you want also, you don't know, now coward, now go be president. Coward, where they just give water drink. For inside Palace, we go drink. Ritualist water. If I am visiting Nigeria now, visit any traditional ruler, I cannot drink anything. If they give me any something now, take this thing, I will give to my PA or my security aid. hold this thing, I will take it home. Must you drink that water? Eh? Must you drink that water? Igbokwenu. You see how Obi take coward. Obi, I used to respect you before. I will never respect you again. Since you have drink a ritualist water in that palace, you are now a slave of the Oba. Forever you die as a slave. You have turned yourself to be a slave. You are a life slave. You are a prey to that Oba. Just imagine. Just give you water, you just drink. It's in a royal cup. Why they not use the royal cup to give Tinubu will be their APC candidates? Why they not give Tinubu water making drink? Why they not give Kwankwaso the water making drink? I never now this kind of person I will not for president. How you want to even win? Somebody with already points already now. If you don't know, Obi will die slowly. You see how Captain Osa died. You saw it. Everybody saw it. Maybe you don't, you blind. People who drink that with that royal cup, all of them are dead. Show me one person who use that cup to drink water with their life. Igbokwenu. If you can show me person who the Oba Benin use that cup to give water. So it's very easy to kill Igbo man. This today I know. Very easy to kill an Igbo man. Upon all those my preachings, I tell Igbo people, share this video, Igbo people, they are not sharing it. So that I will shout to Obi. He went to the palace of the Oba Benin. He went to go and drink a ritualist water. Whether na points they put for inside do, whether na human sacrifice they put for inside do, now only God na know. Now only Obi na drink the water. Everybody will follow the corner. Now only Obi. Obi say na the Oba Benin like Igbo people. During their where they come from Ife, all the fight where they say they conquer America, they conquer Jamaica, they were all fighting Igbo. They fight to Asaba. Or go check the history of the Oba Benin. They were killing Igbo, killing them. The Igbo people were, where these people are very, what do you call the resistance, because they were happy upper hand from the Portuguese. Go and check them. They are not running. Say they didn't conquer anybody. Tell me the people they conquer. They conquer the Igbo people of Asaba, Igbo people of Guashuku, Igbo people of Soloko. They say they conquer Iseloko. He says they conquer the Igbo people they were conquering. And the same man who caused 5 million Igbo people to die, I am ashamed of myself. Igbo people that are supposed to be supporting me, because I am not, how can I support Obi? Look at what Obi have just done now. Obi is a coward. Let him take me to American courts. I will go with him. Why must you go and drink a ritualist water, a ritual water in Oba Palace? Is that how to campaign? Obi Linus, you have disgraced yourself, not Igbo people. You are so wayward. Don't you know that's a trap? Okay, what are you going? Why must you drink the water? They put cup. Look the video again, Any Igbo man who is here is not sharing this video. That Igbo man doesn't like truth. Any Igbo man who is here, you don't share this video. Because if Obi die tomorrow, if you blame Fulani for it, any Igbo man will blame Fulani for the death of Obi. That Igbo man he don't know what he's doing. He must be very ignorant. Any Igbo man who is going to blame Fulani for the death of Obi, that Igbo man is very wrong. It's wrong. Look at the video. Hello, I be did somewhere. Day one office. Hello, I did one office before. Yes. Wait. Okay. Yes. Are you with your Ghana? Okay, can I speak now? Uh the lady in question, the lady is question is my girlfriend. Okay. Hello, can I speak? Can I speak? Okay. Hello? Okay.
One family.
Not up to 1% to drag Biafrans. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to this program today. This is live and direct on Voice of Biafra 95, 97.5 FM, live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, Channel 2, live and direct on all Enter Biafra platform, live and direct on auto-piloted IPOB media platforms, live on Twitter, Twitch, and of course on other social media. Election in Nigeria, I have problem to drag Biafrans or to drag on Enter Biafra channel, all Enter Biafra platform, to expose the Pandora document or the Pandora papers of Peter Obi. I want to make it very clear. Peter Obi, as an Igbo man, I do not have anything against Peter Obi personally. But as a Biafra agitator, and Peter Obi being an Igbo man contesting an election in Nigeria, I have problem with Peter Obi. And for those who always try to write me to stop talking about Peter Obi, I will not stop talking about Peter Obi until Peter Obi stop dragging Igbo name to Nigeria presidential election. And let me tell you, for those of you who will be saying, Atiku, where is Atiku? Where is Tinubu? Those people are Nigerians. They can contest election in North and in Lagos, but they cannot contest election in Biafra land. So they are not my problem. Atiku know very well that when we say no in Biafra land, is no. So it's not a problem to me. He's a Fulani man. He is one of those who have destroyed Nigeria with his fraud and criminality. So Atiku is not my problem. Tinubu is not my problem. My problem is an Igbo man who have benefited from the Nigerian national cake. It does not matter whether P2B was a businessman before becoming the governor of Anambra State. I want to expose something
Hello?
to you today. I want you to bring all the 0.001% of Biafrans that are supporting P2B because you are not up to 1%. So I want you to invite them. I want to expose something about P2B today. You know, some of you, and any day P2B begin to talk about the life of Biafrans, from the life of Ndi Igbo matters, I will begin to retract my step. But for now, I will continue to puncture him and punch him and puncture his tire every now and then. And today happens to be one of the days that I'm going to puncture the tire of Peter Obi. And I will try to make this broadcast as very short as possible, so that some of them will have the patience to watch and listening to how I will puncture his tire this evening. I want you to understand that Peter Obi, this evening, what you are going to know about Peter Obi this evening is one, Peter Obi is contesting to become the president of Nigeria because, according to him, he is not rich enough. Peter Obi is not rich enough. And that is the reason why he has come to contest for the president of Nigeria, so he can enrich himself the more. I am going to make you understand why. Peter Obi was asked, you have investment of $500 million in Pandora. Peter Obi responded that if he have that kind of money, he will not be here. So those of you shouting Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi, I am just telling you that this night we will puncture his tire. So what Peter Obi tried to tell you is that if Peter Obi have money of up to $500 million, he will not waste his time to come and contest presidential election in Nigeria. We're going to refresh. You're welcome back. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I say? I want you to invite the Peter Obi 0.001% of them and they come and listen to Peter Obi, because I am not going to say it myself. So I want all of you to listen to the man you call Peter Obi. We come with evidence. We don't make allegation against anybody. When we talk with evidence. So I have come to show you the evidence of Peter Obi coming to become a president because he do not have enough money. So he wants his own share. So I want everybody to listen to him.
Of the leaked Pandora paper, former Governor Peter Obi has been hard-pressed. The revelations on his secret business dealings overseas. Similar document leaks before it, the Pandora, to expose the concealed fortunes in offshore tax havens, and in some cases, money laundering by some of the most powerful people in the world. But in a statement, Obi dismissed a report by Premium Times, which disclosed that the former governor had concealed a number of offshore businesses and investments when he was at the helm of affairs in Anambra State. According to Musikili Umajid, editor-in-chief of Premium Times, Obi may have violated the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act by not declaring his or that of his family's beneficial ownership in the said assets. Majid, who was on the show last week, added that the former governor flouted the Nigerian constitution by operating a foreign bank account while in office and may have concealed his offshore investments to avoid tax. Well, in our time-honored tradition of giving all sides a right of reply, we're now being joined by Peter Obi, former Anambra State governor, to give us his side of the story on the allegations made against him by Premium Times. Good morning, Mr. Obi, and thank you for coming on the morning show.
Good morning for inviting me here.
Well,
good morning to the viewers.
Well, the obvious question to ask is, are you guilty as charged? Because you were named in the latest scandal, Pandora Papers, as one of those involved in setting up a secret company for the purpose of money laundering, illegal purchase of properties overseas, while you were in office as governor of Anambra State.
Now, I want to categorically say this evening that the question is, you were involved in illegal purchase of properties overseas while you were in the office. And I want you to listen, because before we go into this addressing this issue now, I want you to know why this case we're not taking serious. Let me show you. I'm going to tell you the reason the case we're not taking very seriously. Some of you don't understand what is going on. Okay? So I'm going to this evening. What we do is that we come and you get brain. Your brain will be open. You'll be thinking like a human being. Now, before we go into analyzing this Obi, I want you all to understand that I can never leave Obi alone until Obi leave Biafra alone. I can never leave him alone. Now, why this particular Obi scandal and the Pandora died without investigation is because a lot of criminals like Obi were involved in this particular scandal. So if you look at this particular Guardian newspaper, this Guardian reported that Pandora Papers throwing stone in a marketplace. So before the leaking of this Pandora, they have warned the whistleblower that if you leak this particular Pandora document, you do not know who the stone is going to hit in the market, because almost all of them in Nigeria committed a crime. Obi was one of them. So it is because of this particular headline you see here, throwing stone in the market. Now, let us even go and read what this particular report say. This report say the release of the much talked about controversial Pandora Papers is akin to throwing stone in a marketplace, which could fall on an innocent person. I do not know how somebody who do not have a document, or who do not have account, or who do not have property, offshore account and all that, will now become a victim. This is not about throwing stone. You must have the property. Your name must be in the document for your name to be mentioned. So Pandora document is not a marketplace where you throw stone and they land on anybody's head. So anybody that the stone land on his head means that the person have his name or her name in Pandora document. So Obi is one of those. Now, because Obi name was one of the big names that was mentioned, because he was a running mate to Atiku in 2019. So everybody became scared that if this document is released just because of Obi, a lot of people will land in trouble. And somebody say I should leave Obi and focus on the enemy. Obi is my enemy. As I'm talking to you, anybody that is talking about one Nigeria is my enemy. If Obi is not my enemy, who else is my enemy? In fact, let me tell you, Obi is bigger enemy than the Fulanis today. Because if Obi abandoned the presidential election as a result of the cleansing, ethnic cleansing, genocide happening in Igbo land today, we have won this war by 30%. So if somebody whose involvement validate the killings of our people in Imo State, which means he is very comfortable with Nigeria. If somebody whose involvement in election validate all the cries of Ohaneze Ndigbo, including this cry now, let me also show you. So I want you to understand that when I am talking about Obi, I am not just talking, sarcastic. I'm not just being stupid. You understand me?
It's a
This
gathering
man
of
here,
leaders from the Southeast region led by the President General of Ohanes Ndigo, Professor
validate
George Obi,
whatever these
who is
people were
making his
shouting
first
and
official
agitating
public
for.
appearance since his country home was attacked by gunmen weeks ago.
So, if I do not
Also
talk about
present for
Obi,
this
who
meeting
else
to
will I
chart a
talk
course
about?
for Ndigos here at the banquet hall of the Imo State Government House is the governor of the state, Hope Uzodinma, traditional
Everything
rulers,
concerned these people
politicians,
said
and
here
others.
is what Obi
Top on the agenda
also
is the
somehow
2023 presidency,
violated,
the release of
because
the
even them,
proscribed
they will not
IPOB
vote
leader
Obi.
Nnamdi Kanu, insecurity
These
in the
people here,
zone,
you see,
and one after
in
the
this
other,
meeting,
the
will
leaders
not
express
vote
their
Obi.
views.
Everyone knows that if there is anything Indigo craves, it is for one of their own to become the president of Nigeria. We have both material and human resource to lead the country.
And they are begging that Ndigbo should become the president of Nigeria, while Ndigbo actually have a better chance to rule themselves. Ndigbo must not be president of Nigeria. Okay? Ndigbo must not be president of Nigeria. Ndigbo have a better chance to rule themselves, become the Japan of Africa, become the Japan of the entire Africa. Ndigbo can become even more than Dubai. So why would you have this opportunity to be one of the best and you choose to be a president of Obi? Obi that used the money he should have used to build Anambra and invest it in his bank. He didn't build road. He didn't build hospital. He invested the money in the bank where he was the director. It is not enough. Obi went and invest the money and used it to buy property in offshore. And the name is Pandora document. That is what I have come to do today. And let me tell Nigerians, the reason why Obi did not go down for it was because they say, do not throw stone in the market because of Obi. So if the stone had been thrown, everybody, some of them will go down. So they don't want to throw this stone because just Obi. So they bring Obi issue out. But there are so many of them who also have the Pandora document. Now, what Obi said will shock you. Obi admitted that he invested in Pandora because of advice given to him by banks. That is not excuse in criminal offense. That somebody advised you is not excuse in criminal offense. So if the action of Obi is a crime against the Nigeria state, the excuse is not that somebody advised you to do it and somebody told you it is not against the law. The person who told you, is he a Nigerian lawyer? Did he know Nigerian law? That is what I have come to do this evening. So I have just given you a background. Why this Pandora document on this Pandora case died a natural death is because Obi is not the only one involved. That is why they reported do not throw stone. Now, having listened to why you did not hear the Pandora again, let us go back to B's interview. Because when we come here, we give you sense, okay? Let us go back to Obi for you to understand what we are talking about, because some of you are ignorant. And when we are talking about when we are discussing issue that has to do with intellectual capacity, don't come and put your mouth if you are not sensible, okay? Now listen and listen very attentively. I want everyone to listen.
On the morning show.
Morning for inviting me here.
Well,
Good morning to the viewers.
Well, the obvious question to ask is, are you guilty as charged? Because you were named latest scandal, Pandora Papers, as one of those involving setting up a secret company for the purpose of money laundering.
A secret company.
Overseas.
Purpose of money laundering.
As governor of Anambra.
And that is what it is.
Well, thank you. Number one is that I'm not guilty.
Number one is that he is not guilty as charged. And let me inform you that Obi not guilty was not actually real. The real say he is not guilty will shock you. Now listen to him.
Trust company is a legitimate vehicle used everywhere globally for investment, savings, and estate planning purposes.
Did you hear that? That the trust company is what is used globally. Who said that it is not being used globally? Who said that trust company is not being used globally? That is why everybody is there. It is being used globally. But the question is the legitimacy of you as a Nigerian serving governor investing in that your globally used company. That is the question here. Now let us listen to him.
It's allowed by law everywhere.
He said it is allowed by law everywhere. We are not talking about everywhere law. We are talking about the law of Nigeria, the Nigeria Constitution, and the Nigeria Criminal Code, and all laws in Nigeria. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about the laws everywhere. What does the Nigerian law say?
In my particular case and that of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers.
Are you hearing that? Obi is telling you now that him investing in Pandora, it was as a result of advice he received from the then bankers. He received from the... So what Obi is telling you now is that, please, this crime, I didn't know I was committing crime. I received this particular advice from a banker whom I believe he was advising me right. But does that mean that the action of investing in Pandora document or Pandora property or this offshore property, does it violate Nigerian law? Does it violate Nigeria law? And does it violate the laws on money laundering? That is the question. The question is not whether somebody advised you. So I want you people to listen to the corny answer of Obi. Obi admitted he invested as a result of advice he received from bankers. So the question now is, this advice that will be received from bankers, does it violate Nigerian law? And I want you to understand the reason why nobody is talking about this thing is because Nigeria is a criminal country. Obi himself said it. Obi said Nigeria is criminalized, is a criminalized country. He said it himself. So the reason why nobody is talking about this particular Pandora document is because a lot of people are involved. So if you go for Obi, you are going to expose some many Fulanis like Atiku and Co. So they don't want it to, they don't want people to talk about it. Otherwise, ask yourself, is this a defense? Is what Obi said now a defense? Because he's not telling you that a banker advised him. So do you understand what I'm saying? Excuses is not acceptable in criminal offense. I don't know. It's an excuse. Somebody advised me. It's not an excuse. After all, the people who facilitate the offshore account and all that are bankers. So the question is, this particular investment of Obi, does it violate Nigerian law? That is the question. It does not matter who advised you and who did not advise you. So Obi admitted of offshore. Now, this is a man, even though he is importing this and importing that, he used the money he should have used to develop Anambra State to invest. a typical business Igbo man, as they call them. He used it to invest. When he was leaving, he said he left money. Money was in the bank account of Anambra State for the next governor Obiano to come to squander it. Because he is not a leader. He is a saver. A financial, I don't know whether I would call him economist. Even economist, what are you doing if you can save 75 billion for somebody to come and squander it? There is no electricity. There is no road network in Anambra. There is no equipped hospital. There is no school that is well equipped. Everything is complete rubbish. And then you use the money to run your banking business. Only for somebody the same Obi to come today and tell you he is the economics. He wants to save Nigeria money. So if Obi become the president to the detriment of Ndigbo, and Obi become president for against your own freedom, Obi will go to Abuja and say, oh, immigration, you are losing a lot of money to print Nigeria passport. How much do you use to print Nigeria passport? They said they are using 1 billion to print Nigeria passport. Okay, let us minimize the pages so we can save 500,000 or 500 million. We will cut 500 million there. Obi will go to custom. How much do you generate in Nigeria Port Authority? We generate this amount. Okay, now can we increase it so that you will make more money from there? How much is so he will go there and start saving money. Because when they are talking about this thing, it baffles me. Look at him here admitting that he invested in the offshore company from the advice he got from his banker. Now listen to him again.
Thank you. Number one is that I'm not guilty. Trust company is a legitimate vehicle used everywhere globally for investment, savings, and estate planning purposes. It's allowed by law everywhere.
All right.
In my particular case and of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers.
Listen to that too. In the case of him and his families, which means I'm going to read the paper here. It means that his family also were involved because I have read the document where the daughter's name was mentioned. So it was because of valuable advice from bankers. So that valuable advice, does it break Nigeria law? Was it a breach of the Nigeria law for you as a sitting governor to invest in an offshore company?
In my particular case and that of my family, it was done on very valuable advice of our then bankers, Lloyds TSB. This is what they did to all their international clients.
Are you hearing that? Obi is relying his defense on the advice he received from a company or from bankers that may not even be Nigerians. And he said, this is what they did to all their international clients. Who care? Who care what they do to international clients? Who care what they advise to other international clients? Who care how they handle the international client? Nobody care. The only thing we care is, what did you do with Anambra State money? That is all we care. Who care about this is how they do it? International client are not Nigerians. Some of them are Nigerians, of course. Some of them that you don't want their name to be mentioned. So I want to inform Biafrans today that Obi's name and Obi have admitted to have committed the crime of Pandora. And he is justifying this crime as a result of advice he received. And this is a man who everybody is shouting for now. I don't need to go to Tinubu. You people know how he carry a bullion van. I do not need to go to Atiku. You also know what Atiku is. But this is Nigeria for you. And they call them the three best. Three best. Their hands are not clean. Three best. They use Nigeria money, invest it in abroad. Article own was about $40 million the last time. But that is not what I'm here. Now, I want to now tell you that Obi actually haven't gotten rich enough. That is why he decided to go into presidential campaign, to possibly become the president, so he can now enrich himself to get $500 million. I want you to listen to this.
Who operated at the time I lived in the UK, they will help you to see that you formulate a trust company.
Are you hearing that? He said in the UK, let us go back again. The question now is that, how conversant is this company in the UK? How conversant are they with the Nigerian law?
All their international clients who operated at the time I lived in the UK, they will help you to see that you formulate a trust company.
Are you hearing that? Who, the time he lived in the UK, and he was the governor of Anambra State and owning company, offshore company and investment against Nigeria law. Listen.
Offshore, and that is what we did. This company,
and that is what we did,
was never used to launder money.
This company was never used to launder money. It is not whether you launder the money or you don't launder money. Did you open an account and did you have investment in offshore? Whether you launder money or you don't launder money is secondary, because that is, part of the crime. The main crime is that, did you invest, did you create any offshore company? Did you invest in a trust account? Did you make a Pandora? Do you have any asset in Pandora? That's all. Then we begin to talk about the money movement. The money movement is the secondary part of the crime.
Before, during, and after till date. So it wasn't used anytime I was in office for anything.
It wasn't used anytime you are in the office for anything. So what is the essence of the company? It wasn't used anytime. What is the essence of the company?
Two, it was never used to buy property. Before I went into office, during the time I was in office, and after the time I was in office, it was strictly trust company, that savings and family planning, that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested.
To support your borrowing. Are you people hearing this man? This man said the account was never used to purchase anything. It was never used to launder money. It was never used for anything. And then he went further to say it was used for family saving and to support borrowing. My people, are you hearing that? What this man is telling you now is that, let me tell you how this crime works. Some of them don't know. Let me tell you how the crime works. So what this man did now is that he told you that the money was never used for anything, okay? Or the account was never used for anything. He said it's for family savings and family planning. So, and the account were only used to support borrowing. Whatever the hell that one means, I don't know. But let me tell you, from an experienced person in this kind of crime, because I have been involved, in investigating crime like this. But let me tell you how this thing works. So if he come now to, he opened this account, he call it his trust account and all that, and to him is for family planning and for savings and all that. So the account has never purchased anything. The account has never laundered money, but the account was used to support borrowing, which means the borrowing is happening somewhere else. Okay? The money will be moved to this particular trust account, and then, he called it savings. So the money will be borrowed by a different company, and that money from that trust account will be moved to support that borrowing. Do you see the circumvention of the law? Do you see how the money is being laundered? So actually, the money that Obi is talking that he did not launder money through this account was a lie. He laundered money. And the way money was laundered was when he go using another company to borrow money and then use this particular trust account to support the borrowing. That is laundering. Do you understand me? Do you understand the money, the way the money was laundered? Because the money, I do not understand what he's trying to say. Anyway, you have a company. The company borrow money. And then you have account somewhere. The account now is what you use. So then basically, Obi is using the offshore account to service the borrowing from another company. And he said it is not money laundering. Do you understand? So Obi did, instead of Obi moving money directly to the account, to the company, he will be busted. So what did he do? He used the company to borrow money. I used the trust account to pay the borrowing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you understanding me? I have to explain it better. So that he said it himself, I didn't say it. Okay? Because the point is that all these sneak and poop professors and all, they will never understand this thing, So you need to be in an international level of how this thing is working for you to understand it. Ordinary person will never, even the way he explained it now, he did not know that he have actually exposed himself. Okay? So what did he say? He said that company was never used to purchase anything, right? And he's correct. It was never used to launder money, but that is a lie. Because he actually admitted that the account was used to launder money. How did this happen? He borrowed money from another account using a different company. Instead of sending the money he's sending as a family planning or family saving, using it to fund the company, he didn't do that. So what he did is to borrow money using a company name. So when he borrowed that money, he uses this offshore company or account to service the borrowing. I want you to listen to it again.
Office for anything. This company was never used to launder money.
That is a lie.
Before,
that is a lie.
During and after till date.
Okay.
So it wasn't used anytime I was in office for anything.
Now listen.
2, it was never used to buy property.
Okay.
Before I went into office.
Okay.
During the time I was in office and after time I was in office.
All right. Now listen.
Trust company, that savings and family planning that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country.
Are you hearing that? That account was used to support borrowing, which he further said was used or have been invested in Nigeria. It does not matter where you invested it. When you say you invested in Nigeria, everybody will say, "Oh, leave him." Yes, after all, he invested it in Nigeria. He didn't invest it in Nigeria. It's a lie. It's a lie. He didn't invest it in Nigeria. He has committed crime. The crime he committed is the crime of money laundering. He laundered the money. He will put the money in the saving of that account instead of because he know if he sent the money directly to the company to use it, he will be busted. So what did he do? He first of all he put the money in an offshore as family saving and use it to service debt. So let us say that he will borrow £1 million. He was boasting about borrowing, having overdraft of £1 million and all that. So he will now use the company to borrow, let's say, £1 million. And then he will use the offshore company to service the £1 million. Is that not money laundering? If that not what money laundering is, What else is money laundering? The money laundering is that you acquire wealth, you somehow you have money that is not genuine, because the offshore company is definitely not a clean and not a public saving. So it is also a secret saving. And that secret saving is called the offshore. Now, for the fact that you open an offshore company against the Nigeria financial law, or whatever they call it, you have committed a crime, because the money there is not accounted for in Nigeria. And he went in his defense. He said he has paid over $20 million or so, or 20 billion or whatever in tax. Nobody cares about how much you pay in tax. What has happened here is that you have laundered money. Money laundering, complete. That is the definition of money laundering. Is this? This is the definition of money laundering. The definition of money laundering is that Obi have a company, and Obi have an offshore account, which he called a trust account, and Obi is using a company to borrow money, and Obi move Anambra money to the offshore account, and they call it family savings for family planning, and Obi move Anambra state money to that account, and Obi use that account to fund the borrowing and the debt that the company have collected. That is money laundering. If you have any other explanation to explain why this is not money laundering, tell me. But you know why this case is dying off? Because he is not the only one involved in it. So let us listen and hear as he kill and nail himself.
So it wasn't used anytime there was enough for anything. Two, it was never used to buy property before I went into office, during the time I was in office, and after the time I was in office. It was strictly trust company, that savings and family planning that was strictly used to support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country. And
I want you to underline that particular word, that this offshore company or offshore account or trust account was not used for anything other than to support their borrowing, which was invested in Nigeria. Do you understand? That is money laundering, my people.
they are facts, they're not things that you can.
You see, that was how Obi shaded away the Pandora document. This is crime. And he is going to do it again, and again. And if he becomes a president, he will never care for Ndigbo. This is a man that you are asking me to keep quiet and trust my freedom and the freedom of my people for the next 8 years. Never. It's not like we just have to expose him. So you want me to ask this man to go just to Aso Rock and forget Biafra struggle, forget Biafra freedom? Are you stupid?
According to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well,
listen to that question. And this amount is legitimate earning. He says it's for family planning. Now listen.
I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Did you hear that? Obi say he will not be here if he had that kind of money. So if Obi have like $500 million, Obi say he will not be here campaigning to become the president of Nigeria. So he is looking to make more. It is all about money. You hear him? He said, if I have such money, I will not be here. So tell me, he is not actually here to come and salvage Nigeria. He is not here to actually come to save Nigeria, because Nigeria cannot be saved. Nobody can. Even Okonjo-Iweala's son have said it. If my own doesn't make sense to you, that his own and other erudite people will make sense. He said, if he has such money, he will not be here. Listen to it again. I didn't say it.
Well, according to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
You hear that? According to a report, you have about $500 million in British Virgin Island and whatever, and then the question was, could you say that this is a legitimate money? Listen to what Obi have to say.
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money. But
You say, I wish I wouldn't even be here if I had that kind of money. So it's becoming an aspiration to become the Nigeria president. It's not because Nigeria is going to work. No. And if he had money like Trump, for example, he will not be here looking for Nigeria president. But Trump of America, with all his money, he wanted to become a president, to do something. So if Peter Obi is rich like Trump, he would not be wasting his time. That is what he's telling you. He said, if I have such money, I will not be here. And I agree with him. Because nobody can actually, salvage Nigeria. Nobody. So we are going to listen to it again.
Information. You have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Okay.
But let me tell you, when people bandy money, we talk about money and size of money here.
Okay.
It's because we're not a productive country.
Uh-huh.
People don't work for their money. So we find it difficult to understand value of money. And I'll take time to explain.
I don't understand. What has this particular question has to do with being a productive country? That is, Obi knows nothing about Nigeria. Everything you ask him, even when you think this man is sensible, he will make the biggest blunder. On a simple question, is this money a legitimate money? No, I don't have that kind of money. If I have it, I will not be here. And then he turn around and begin to talk about Nigeria being a productive country and not being a productive country. Hi, Chineke God. Now let us listen to him. I want to repeat and repeat and repeat so that it will sink into the head of many of you.
To support our borrowings, which we even invested in this country. And they are facts. They're not in the economy. That's it.
Right.
So,
well, according to confidential information, you have about $500 million squirreled away in the British Virgin Islands and in Switzerland. Can this amount be described as legitimate earning?
Well, I wish, I don't think I would even be here if I had that type of money.
Okay.
But let me tell you, when people bandy money, we talk about money and size of money here, it's because we're not a productive country.
All right. Now tell me, what is this thing has to do with the question?
To understand value of money. And I'll take time to explain this to you. Globally today, the world population is 7,750 million.
Jesus Christ.
Out of which,
you want to confuse them?
Only 37.5 million is worth $1 million. That is 0.05%. Only 3 million, which is 0.04%, is worth 10 million. Only 300,000 is worth $25 million, which is 0.004%. So when people call these figures, it's alarming.
Okay.
Because of the fact that we live in a country where people make money they don't need and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you go anywhere near this company being mentioned, is that counts everything globally, and find more than about 3%, 3% of the value you mentioned now.
He said that 3%. He said if you found more than 3% of $500 million, $500 million. so Obi is saying that anyway, you can find 3% of the $1 billion. So you can use your calculator and check the 3% of $500 million and know how much it give you. Let us continue.
3%, I'm talking about $15 million out of which 70% is supporting a loan of investment in this country.
Are you hearing that? So Obi is telling you that in that particular offshore account, which is the family saving, which is a family saving, which is a family saving, Obi is telling you that they have about $15 million for for the family saving in that trust account. And that $15 million is what he is using to service the loan that he has borrowed to invest in Nigeria. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Now, ask Obi, where did that $15 million come from? No, that is the question. Is he saving, right? As a governor in Anambra State, is your earning as a governor, can you have 15 million after 8 years, $15 million as a governor? Can you have $15 million as a governor after serving as a governor? When you collect your whatever that is entitlement and all that, can you get up to $15 million in the 8 years? This is the one he said, though. We don't know the one he did not say. We don't know other property that nobody knows about. But can Obi tell you how did he manage to save $15 million as a governor of Anambra State? Because he's telling you now, and that is after he has used the money to service debt too, because he said the account is used to support debt, to support borrowing. So which means since the time he was the governor up to that point, when up to today, he's talking about $15 million there, he has been using that account to support the borrowing. And you know what you know how this money laundering works. So when he borrowed that money, he used this account to fund it. He will never repay back to the savings account from that money. That is you don't understand. So he will borrow the money. He will use the money in the trust account to furnish the borrowing. He will never repay back from that particular company. No. If money is coming to that account, it's coming as a savings account, as a savings from a different money. So it's not like he used that savings account to borrow the company so that company will pay back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So why am I doing this? I am doing this for you to understand that everybody that is interested in Nigeria politics are all criminals. All of them. From Obi to the lowest person, they are only targeting one thing. The reason for this exposition today is to tell you that anybody who comes to deceive you that Obi will get you Biafra, the person is a lunatic. And for you to understand that anybody who is talking about the Nigeria election, the person have one target. Only one target. Only one reason. Not to build electricity, not to build road, only one target. The target is more wealth, to enrich himself or herself. That's all. That is the reason why Obi is telling you that if he had such money, he will not be here. But it's a lie. Even if he have it, he will still come because he wants to be the richest man in Africa. Obi would want to be the richest. Obi want to be richer than Dangote. So why will he not come, even if he has such money? It can never be enough for them. No matter how rich these people, they want to loot Nigeria. They want to loot. They want to be in command and control of the Nigeria wealth. So Obi saying that if he has such money, he will not be here, is to show you that every of this person, every one of them have one thing in mind, which is to go into Nigeria politics to enrich themselves. Because that is the only thing that the Nigeria have to offer. Corruption, bribery, looting, what have you. Nobody is holding you accountable for anything. You can imagine where a man like this is denying having involved in money laundering, and at the same time admitting that he has been, his company is also, he didn't even know that he has actually exposed himself, because the explanation he gave here is exactly a definition of money laundering. When you save, you use the one to service the debt, It's money laundering because you don't want the money to go directly to the company while you were the governor of Anambra State. Because if you do it, you have, it is a direct red-handed. So he first of all saved the money in family savings and then transferred the money from the savings account, from the trust account to service the debt. That is money laundering. And he's admitting it here without even knowing. That is how bad things are. And the point is that even the journalists, everybody in Nigeria know that this was actually a crime. And it made headline in the news everywhere. It was a crime. But nobody have tried Obi. Do you know the reason why Obi have not been tried is because Fulanis are involved. Atiku and Co. All of them have this Pandora document. So if Obi is busted, the secret of everybody will come out. So you see him now shedding away from the question, just talking anyhow. Just talk anyhow and live there. Nobody can do you anything. They are all Yahoo. Original Yahoo people.
Yeah, confiscate everything. Even confiscate everything I have in my life. This. You know what $500 billion? $500 billion today in Nigeria is almost 300 billion naira.
Okay.
And governor received was under 5 billion, out of which I say 15%, 75 billion. That is what talking about.
Are you hearing that?
Why people call figures, yeah. And that's why people try to make they don't need. What do you need that type of money for? Why do you have to do that? The money, the trust company is there. And one of the challenges I'm going to throw today is to ask you and some other people to select 1, 2, 3, 4 persons that have foot their bill to follow the trail of this company to where it is today. And see who gave the advice, how we came, please, even 5% of that.
You see, he is still talking about who gave the advice. In this kind of thing, it is very, very important. Obi is still telling you who gave the advice, because that is the only defense. That is, I think he's making sense. Who gave the advice? He is